God, shalom, shalom, shalom. Bear with me, Babak Shah. Let me share the screen as well. Lord willing. All right, the sound is working. God, shalom. Yep. So with that, of course, call Haloyim, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that rule and teach as well. Peace and shalom to the Akim out there in the elect, which the elect consists of the men, women, and children selected to make it out of here from the coming nuclear destruction, all right? I'm the brother Zion Allah of the DC camp coming at you with another video. And this is I titled this one DT signs executive order banning C.R.T, which is a critical race theory in K-12 schools. And I put on the end, E is constantly trying to hide. There's a reason for that. All right. Now I did this lesson earlier today, and then my phone has those UI errors every now and then. So right at the end of the video, as soon as I hit stop on my phone, then all of a sudden it says system error. And what that does is it just completely erases all the video that I just did. So I was, it happened to me a couple times, more recent in the recent weeks, and I just was pissed. It did like 20 something, 30 minutes, and then it's gone. But nonetheless, the Lord has me doing the lesson at home. So it's called Halom Yahweh Shemel Shai. We're going to keep it moving. It's Shalom, GMS Virgin Islands, brother. Shalom to you. Yahweh Shemel Shai Barakatah. All right, so we're just going to get right into the lesson. All right. Salakia. All right. So I have on here President Trump. Okay, signs. Let me see if I can make it a little bit so y'all can see it. All right. So I put on there. All right, there's a lot going on. All right. President Trump signs executive order banning critical race theory in K-12 schools. So let's read this first one. It says, President Donald Trump has signed an executive order banning the teaching of critical race theory, C.R.T, in K-12 schools, a move his administration says is aimed at refocusing, American education on fundamental subjects such as math and reading. Schools that continue C.R.T related lessons risk losing federal aid. You see, they have a way of putting the squeeze on a motherfucker, man, right? How do they get people? You know what? Either you do what we say, or we're gonna, stop federal funding. All right, just like Trump did with the tariffs, man, or he tried to do with the tariffs. Cause I think he put it on pause. But with the different tariffs, is you're trying to squeeze another nation to do your bidding. Okay, by AKA American companies having to pay that tax, and then they have to choose whether which way they want to go, which can harm the people who's selling the product. You see, there's always a squeeze financially, something. All right, just like when the DVOC 19 sticker came out, years ago, they said people had to take the DVOC 19 sticker, or you won't be able to go here, or you won't be able to go there. And then most importantly, what they hit people with, they said your jobs, essentially. Certain jobs were saying, we'll let you go unless you take this. And jobs deal with what? Money. You work, you get paid. When you get paid, you're able to use that to afford certain things, to get certain things, to live, to have a roof over your head. So one of the major things that Esau uses is what? Money, some form of money, right? Losing federal aid to get what they want. All right. So he bans critical race theory. So let's go into it. Okay. Now this article right here, taken in 2021, May 18, 2021. What is critical race theory and why is it under attack? All right. Let me see where I want to go. I'll just read it. It says, is critical race theory a way of understanding how American racism has shaped public policy or divisive discourse that pits people of color against white people? Liberals and conservatives are in sharp disagreement. The topic has exploded in the public arena this spring. That spring, okay. Mind you, this article is 2021, right? Especially in K-12. So this been going on for some time. This has been taught for some time. All right. I mean, different school systems in different states had acted on this, right? It says where numerous state legislatures are debating bills seeking to ban its use in the classroom. In truth, the divides are not nearly as neat as they may seem. The events of the last decade have increased public awareness about things like housing segregation, the impacts of criminal justice policy in the 1990s, which affected Jake, and the legacy of enslavement on Black Americans. And that's the thing, you know, that's a byword, by the way, just to throw that out there. That's a byword. But we know that, examining criminal race, criminal, I say criminal, because I was looking at it, but examining critical race theory, it definitely involves Jake, which we're going to get into, right? But going into the word black, that's a byword. Okay, the scripture says that's going to be one of the curses that's going to happen upon us. Just because you're a Black American, that could be any of the dark nations, okay, so to speak. All right. You have East Indians that are darkening a lot of us. Okay. What about the Hamites? Okay. But when they say Black Americans, they're talking about the Israelites. But anyway, that term black is bullshit. Darkness, void of light, okay? Ignorance, okay? Being void of something, void of light. Okay, the light is also the truth. So you're void of the truth, that's ignorance, not knowing. These are bywords that were put on us, all right, by Esau. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28. Let's go to the curses, right? Deuteronomy 28 in verse 37. And it says, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee, aka scatter thee. We were going to become a byword. Okay, let's get the different translations. NLT, you will become an object of horror, ridicule, and mockery. Yes, being called black is definitely ridicule. It's definitely a form of mockery among all nations to which the Lord sends you. Right? Let's see what the AMP says. And you will become a horror, a proverb, a mere object lesson, and a taunt, a derisive joke. You see? Among all the people to which the Lord drives you. All right. And being called black is not who we are. Okay. Being called black is not who we are. Now let's look up this word. All right. I like to get a little Hebrew. Right. Let's look up this word byword. Right. Let's click on it. A byword is a sha, a na, a ya, a na. So shana ya, na, and ha. Shana, shana ya, na. Shanya, shanya, shun, yun, ha. Or shunya na. Salaki. Let me go to the root word because this was hard for me. So the root word is a sha, a na, and a na. So it's shanan. So it's sha, na yun, sha, na yun, ha. Whew, it's a rough one. It's a rough one. It's a rough one, Akim. But you get it, right? And that's a sharp word, sharp cutting word, taunt, jibe. Yeah, because it's not who you are. All right. It's not who you are. Shana, shanaya, naha. Shanaya, naha. Okay. And that's for the byword. Hey, Akim, look, we're getting back to who we are. So, Hebrew, we're learning the Hebrew, constantly being Hebrew Israelites, but there's going to be some words that we're going to come short of, in learning our language, but that's okay because we're trying. It shows you how far we've been stripped of our everything, our nationality, to the point where we're speaking a language that's not ours. And then when you factor in critical race theory, they're trying to get rid of things that pertain to what happened to us in this country. Okay, racism and things that happened to us in this country, right? And that also aided into us what? Becoming bywords and being brought low. So it plays into it. All right, so I'm going to read this again. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. So let's go back to the article. So we're going to go back. It says, in truth, the divides are not nearly as neat as they may seem. The events of the last decade have increased public awareness about things like housing, segregation, the impacts of criminal justice policy in the 1990s, and the legacy of enslavement on Black Americans. Okay? But there is much less consensus on what the government's role should be in the righting these past wrongs. Add children and schooling into the mix, and the debate becomes especially volatile. Okay? They're never going to right the wrongs that they've done. Okay, so at least it was knowledge, okay, learning about the things that happen. It was knowledge, even learning about the things that happen. And yeah, at the water, Isaiah 28:11, it says, for with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people. Exactly. It's going to be times when we stammer, okay, trying to get the word out. It says, to whom he said, this is the rest wherewith ye may cause the weary to rest, and this is the refreshing, yet they would not hear. Okay. Verse 13, but the word of the Lord was unto them precept upon precept, precept upon precept, because that's how you read the scriptures. Precept, another word for precept is commandment. And each precept, each verse is just that. This is the book of the law. It says line upon line, here a little and there a little, that ensnared and taken, they might go and fall backward and be broken. But that's how the scriptures is read to us, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little, right? Now going back to the article, it says school boards, superintendents, even principals and teachers are already facing questions about critical race theory. And there are significant disagreements, even among experts, about its precise definition, as well as how its tenets should inform K-12 policy and practice. This explainer is meant only as a starting point to help educators grasp core aspects of the current debate. Okay, now we're going to get into this part. I'm just going to read this. Just what is critical race theory anyway? Critical race theory is an academic concept that is more than 40 years old. The core idea is that race is a social construct and that racism is not merely the product of individual bias or prejudice, but also something embedded in legal systems and policies. What you got to understand is that the Lord was the one who separated nations. All right. People keep saying that racism is taught. You hear Jake say that. Because Jake constantly wants to include the whole world. They keep saying racism is taught, not knowing that racism, okay, ism is this pertaining to, ism pertaining to the race. Okay, ism, all right, things pertaining to that race. It's like a racist is a person, the ist is a person who what? Is for their race, like a pianist is a person who plays the piano. Okay, violinist, a person who plays the violin. Okay, all right, you got to understand the Lord is the one who separated the nations. Okay, since we're in Deuteronomy, let's go a couple chapters over. Deuteronomy 32 and verse, look at that. I'm going to read verse 3 since what I just said. It says, because I will publish the name of Yahweh by Shemel Shai, ascribe ye greatness unto our God. Who is this talking about? The Israelites. Okay, he is the rock. His work is perfect. For all his ways are judgment, a God of truth and without iniquity, just and right is he. Right? I'm going to keep going down. It says, verse 8, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam. See, the sons of Adam were separated. Everybody goes after Adam, especially after the events of the flood, because you have Noah and his three sons and their wives, right? So it's the three sons and their wives that populated the whole earth. So if you go all the way back, if everybody's populated by those three sons, then you will go back higher than that through Noah, and then you keep going back all the way to Adam. Okay, so everybody eventually goes back to Adam. But guess what? It was a separation. The Most High divided to the nations. It says he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. It says, for the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. See that? The Lord has his people. Now, granted, all the nations are the Lord's. All the nations belong to the Lord. But guess what? The Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance, meaning what? Jacob is the top. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, look at this. Let's go to a different translation here. NLT, when the Most High assigned lands to the nations, when he divided up the human race, which no such thing as the human race, right? Because race goes back to nationality. Okay, and nationality comes from what? Your father, genes, right? So how can there be a human race? No, you just really goes back to the sons of Adam. All right. When he divided up the sons of Adam, even though it says human race, he established the boundaries of the peoples according to the number in the heavenly court, which you go down to is really talking about what? The sons of Israel. AMP, when the Most High gave the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of man, he set the boundaries of the peoples according to the number of the sons of Israel. Israel is all about the nation of Israel. We're the top. Okay, let's look at another one that we always go to, and there's plenty of them all throughout the scriptures. Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord Yahweh, Bashim El Shaddai, God, have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Okay, the Lord, verse 7, the Lord did not set his love upon you. See, so the Lord loves Israel. He set his love upon Israel. They keep saying he loved the world. What world is that? That world is Israel. Okay. Nor choose you because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people when we started, right? But because the Lord loved you and because he would keep the oath which he has sworn unto your fathers, have the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And who's that talking about? The Israelites. Everything surrounds the Israelites. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to the article. Salakia had that's what I meant to show you, the scriptures. All right. So I stopped at Deuteronomy 7 and verse 8. Okay, just to give you a visual, and then now I'm going back to the article. And Salakia on that. Now it says, let me see. Yeah, just went to the fact that, racism, hey, the Heavenly Father's a racist. All right. He said, my people Israel, holy people above all people. Okay. Pertaining to the race of Israel. Okay. It says, and that racism was not merely the product of individual bias or prejudice, but also something embedded in the legal system and policies. It says the basic tenets of critical race theory, or C.R.T, emerged out of a framework for legal analysis in the late 1970s and early 1980s, created by legal scholars Derek Bell, Kimberly Crenshaw, and Richard Delgado, among others. A good example is when, in the 1930s, government officials literally drew lines around areas deemed poor financial risk. Whose neighborhood do you think that is? Poor financial risk, especially in the 1930s. Okay, something called redlining. Okay, they went to certain demographics and they did this to certain people. That's the Israelites, Jake. Okay, often explicitly due to the racial composition of inhabitants. Exactly, the demographics. Look that word up, demographics. Right. As a matter of fact, we'll do that right now because I used it. We'll do that right now. Demographics. Statistical data relating to the population or particular groups within it. Okay. Demographics. They study the demographics. They know which area that they put Jake in. Straight up. All right. Let's go back to the article. Banks subsequently refused to offer mortgages to black people, so-called black people in those areas, which that still happens today. But yet they said that this is an example of, things that are taught in critical race theory. Okay. And let me go to this particular thing right here. It says, while there are no dedicated critical race theory classes in most K through 12 schools, because you don't have a dedicated class to critical race theory, not in K through 12 for the most part. You may have so-called African American studies and stuff like that, but you don't have a dedicated class. You may have certain history classes where they may touch on certain things, slavery, all right, indentured servants. You heard that coming up, right? You may have certain classes they may talk about the civil rights movement and stuff like that. Okay, but it was never really a dedicated class on that. Okay, some places, I'm not saying all, it may be a few out there that may be special, but for the most part in America, it's not like that. They teach it kind of through various subjects, right? It says concepts relating to CRT, such as systematic racism, white privilege, microaggressions, implicit bias, and intersectionality may be integrated into various subjects like history, social studies, social studies, study of sociology, okay, um, and sometimes even English, depending on the curriculum and teacher approach. However, the extent to which these concepts are taught varies widely across districts and states due to recent debates and legislation surrounding CRT. There's no specific CRT class, right? You know, concepts related to CRT are often discussed within existing curriculum, particularly when teaching about historical events related to race and social justice, right? And I read something earlier. They said, I think different school systems were already trying to fight against critical race theory, and I got this right here. This is an executive order number 1 in 2022, ending the use of inherently divisive concepts, including critical race theory, and restoring excellence in K through 12 public education in the Commonwealth. And this is Virginia. See, back in 2022. So you already had different states doing it. Now there's straight up an executive order by the president trying to do it. And why? Okay. Why? They're trying to hide. This is Isaiah 29 and verse, we get 15. It says, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel. They're constantly planning and trying to do things, man. It's a reason why they're getting rid of this. It's not to increase the math and the reading of these children. It's to hide their wickedness and what they have done to the children of Israel, because that's a part of that. Okay. Now, remember, we just gave an example from that one article of what can be taught in CRT. Now, that's being taken out of the schools. You see what happened when some of these jakes believe that there's no such thing as slavery. They believe slavery didn't happen. They say we was already over here, which they're taking the credit for the Native Americans. Okay, that was already over here. The northern tribes that was already over here. Okay, all right. They're taking that aspect away of that they came over here, and plus they don't understand before that they don't understand that King Solomon, along with King Hiram's navy, okay, came over here, gathered supplies, and then they went back. Okay, and they left those so-called African headstones of Olmec heads. Them Olmec heads are not Mexican, man. Okay, those were stones that were left over. Them Hamites put that up there. Okay, but they put it up there. But remember, whenever mankind dwelt, they stayed over here just to gather stuff. It took some time, I imagine, to gather things and put it on a ship, stay there, sleep, stuff like that, to include Solomon's navy, right? But then eventually they headed back. Okay, so of course there were many different people that came over to the Americas, but they didn't stay. The North American Indians, the so-called Latinos and things of this nature, the so-called Indios tribes, they came over to the Western Hemisphere, right? So you got people saying blacks, we were always here. Well, the northern tribes were here. And some of them jakes that saying we were already here, they don't know that they probably go back to the northern tribes, right? And some of them say there was no slave ships. Prove where the slave ships went. Not knowing that a lot of the slave ships, all they did was be converted over to naval ships. And there's plenty of articles on that showing you this particular naval ship used to be a slave ship. So there it is right there. Okay, you're not just going to abandon a whole vessel. They use them damn ships for something else. Okay? And people talking about where they at. Hey, I got something for you. Where's the cars back in the 1940s and the 1950s? Where are those cars at? Okay? Shit, where the cars in the 1980s at? You see? Because they were all over. Look at the cars in the 1990s. When cats had them BMWs and Mercedes, them little box Mercedes cars and shit like that. Back then, you was balling to have one of them. Okay? What happened to all those cars? Seemed like they just disappeared off the fucking planet, but they existed. Okay? But you don't see them on the road. All right? So all they did was get transferred over. All right? So verse 15 again, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? You think your true plans ain't being seen by Yahweh Shema Shai from on high? You must be mistaken. Your plans are being seen by Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? All right, and it's being brought out through your doings and your actions. The Spirit is having his men, the men of the Lord, bring what you're planning out. Verse 16, surely your turning of things upside down should be esteemed as the potter's clay. It shall be esteemed nothing worth. Okay? Everything that you're turning upside down is eventually going to fall. Everything's going to be restored in its proper order and balance. Soon come. Okay? For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not, or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he have no understanding? Esau thinks his way is the way. It is not. Okay? Everything's going to be turned properly, right side up. Okay? So let's go to this other article, because what I brought out earlier was Newsbreak. Now, on Newsbreak on your cell phone, right between this area, they'll have like a video that pops up. And on here on the website, there's no video that pops up, which is crazy, because I sent this from the phone to my email to pop it up. So I was kind of mad I couldn't find a video, but the Lord had me find it separately. So we're going to play this video right here. Go ahead and blow it up.
Is taking its battle against diversity programs to grade schools.
The president believes American education should focus on cultivating patriotic citizens who are ready for the workforce.
An executive order the president signed mandates K-12 schools scrap lessons related to critical race theory or risk losing federal aid.
Prohibiting federal funding of the indoctrination of our children.
All of this has to stop.
Republicans like Missouri Senator Josh Hawley applaud the effort. He argues history lessons that suggest the country was founded on slavery are inaccurate.
Look at that. He said that the country was founded on slavery, is inaccurate. Look at that. So that's go ahead and just get rid of all this stuff, man. Let's just go ahead and get rid of all of it. Don't even teach it. It's inaccurate. So what he's saying is all that is false. All that happened, us being put in slavery, slave ships coming over here, building up America, okay, getting into the cotton industry, the whole nine, farming, agriculture, free for these Edomites, 100% profit for these Edomites. Minus the bullshit clothes that they gave us and the bullshit feed that they gave us, where they probably had to have that off to the side. Who knows? They could have lost some minor pay in getting scrap clothes or whatever for us. But that was nothing compared to how much they made off our backs. You see? Even the Indian Removal Act. They sat there and reneged. Okay, they're the real reneggers. Okay, they reneged on all the treaties that they gave to the Gadites. Right? They eventually moved the Gadites out of their land. Why? Because those particular lands desired they can use for agriculture, the cotton trade, and hence have slaves help picking cotton all over again those lands. None of this shit happened, huh? It didn't, or they'll probably say it happened, but it didn't help build America. Are you out of your mind? But that's Esau for you. And the crazy thing, like I said, I was kind of mad because that video didn't pop up. But when I put follow me, I put Senator Josh Hawley slavery inaccurate. Okay, and that came up. Hold on. What else did I put? Then I put critical race theory, because I was looking for that same video, and I went one of these tabs. Let me see. Let me try this one. Yeah, let me try this one right here.
City programs to grade schools.
Now notice it looks like the same video.
The president believes American education should focus on cultivating patriotic citizens who are ready for the workforce.
An executive order the president signed mandates K-12 schools scrap lessons related to critical race theory or risk losing federal aid.
Prohibiting federal funding of the indoctrination of our children.
All of this has to stop.
Republicans like Missouri Senator Josh Hawley applaud the effort. He argues history lessons that
see this then this is the same video right here. There was another video I ran into. That is the same video right there. But there was another one I ran into where he just said one little line, they blocked everything out. They literally damn, I wish I could have saved that video. But they literally blocked everything out. You see Josh Hawley praises Trump. Let me see what comes up. Let me see what comes up. There was a video that came up. If I don't find it, I mean, cool. If I don't find it, it is what it is. But there was a video where they recently put up, right? When I was looking for the original video, and they literally went over his talking points. He just said it's got to stop, and then they went to the next thing. I said, no, they didn't. They try to block off the fact that, remember, right here. Let me pull this back up. All right. They try to block off the fact that he said it's inaccurate about slaves building up, this country, the foundation of this country being built off of slaves.
I don't want that propaganda.
Inaccurate, founded on history lessons that suggest the country was founded on slavery are inaccurate.
I don't want that propaganda taught to my kids or any kid.
He don't want that propaganda taught to his kids or any kid. Yeah, he don't want anybody to know about what Esau has done. All right, that's the thing. They don't want people to know about their past and what they have done. They're trying to hide. And that's Esau for you. But Esau is going to constantly be exposed. All right, this is Isaiah 47 and verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. And we know, according to prophecy, that Esau will be the new king of Babylon. It would pretty much be considered the daughter of Babylon, I'll say. Okay? Esau is connected to the daughter of Babylon, this go around. All right? In the ancient world, you had the actual Babylonians and the actual ancient Babylon, the establishment of Babylon. You had the Babylonians, real Babylonians, Cushites. And then in the Neo-Babylonian period, after the Assyrians rule, you had Assyrians come over because you had a bunch of infighting, and they came over and called themselves the king of Babylon, and they became the new Babylonians. Okay, but even then, all those different nations mentioned, none of them were Edomites until now. Okay, the new Babylon that we're in now, aka America, okay, is ran by Esau. Okay, it says, and prove that. Let's get Psalms 137 and prophecy. Psalms 137 and verse 7. Remember, O Lord, all right, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. Yeah, look, I got to get this in a different translation now. O Lord, remember that the Edomites did on the day of the armies of Babylon capture Jerusalem, destroy it, they yelled, level it to the ground. All right, AMP, remember, O Lord, against the sons of Edom, the day of the fall of Jerusalem, who said, down, down with her to her very foundation. That's what they want. They want us to go down to our very foundation. They don't want us to know that we go back to what? Israel. All right. If we don't know who we are, we'll constantly be lost in a lost state of mind. And that's what they want. They're trying to take back the kingdom as much as they can, keep these people as ignorant as possible so that they won't turn back to their God. But that's not going to work. All right. Just like, what's that show? The Twilight Zone. What is that? Mr. Wordsworth. He said, the obsolete man. He said, you cannot put edict on God. You cannot erase God with an edict. Okay. All right. Pretty soon they're going to deem what we're doing as unlawful. That's where it's going to be a real famine of the word. This is Psalms 137:7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. And that's the connection. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem. And then right here, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. You see that? That's the connection. Edom and Babylon this go around. That is indeed the connection. All right. Absolutely, bro. The brother put it up earlier. I mean, he put it up around the same time. Yep. It says, verse 2, I'll just get that since you already have it up. Take the millstones and grind mill could be read verse 1, right? So take the millstones and grind mill, uncover the locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. And it's funny because it says uncover the locks. Now, when you go to locks, it means the veil. So you got people that say when Samson had locks, they keep saying they're dreadlocks just because you see locks. Well, what about this word here? When it says uncover the locks, does it mean Esau has dreadlocks? See, that's why it's important to go to the Hebrew. Remember the Apostle Gabar said, reasons to go into the Hebrew? Because you can get all messed up with the English. Straight up. All right, let's go back to Isaiah. I think I had it, so I'll just go back. So I'll just go back to Isaiah 47. And when you see uncover the locks, what does it say? 777. Call Halam Yahba Shemel Shai. It's a good number. All right. My great aunt, when she was alive, she died in 2007. And she died at 89 years old. But I remember coming up as a young man, she used to play the numbers a lot. Cash used to play 50 cent straight, 50 cent box. They threes and fours. They playing the numbers. That's all she did. Lost more than she won. And she used to say, give me a good number. And I just got annoyed. I'll just throw out a number. She's like, God damn, that's as good as any. Because she plays so many numbers. So you give her a number, she's like, God damn, that's as good as any. She was the addict. So I see 777, like, God, that's as good as any. It's just an inside thing. So you have Taza, Ma, and Ha. Taza Ma. Okay? So it says veil, woman's veil. Okay? All right, it might be it could be Taza Ma. Yeah, Taza Ma, like that. That with the ha sound, So it's a woman, it's a veil, woman's veil. So wait a minute. It says, wait a minute though. It says locks. So how come Jake ain't saying, according to Isaiah 47, that those are dreadlocks? They so quick to say that Samson had dreadlocks. It's BS. And Esau will have a Jake playing Samson because of the whole locks thing. You've seen that. They'll have Samson having locks, and they'll have him as a Jake man, but with locks, dreadlocks. Bullshit, man. Okay. All right. Verse 3. All right. It says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. What is the shame? All the wickedness that he has done to the children of Israel. It's being seen. It's being put out there. So now let's just block all of it. So you had certain states that were blocking it. Now there's an executive order by the president that blocks it. And he's saying, you know what? If the schools don't, we're going to withhold federal funding. We're going to make you do what I want you to do. All right. Just like when they go to, they cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive the mark. They're not going to force it on you. They're going to just make it hard for you to maneuver and get around, so to speak. Without federal funding, the schools will be through. You see? All right. So he definitely knows how to cause all to receive something. Just come after their pockets, come after funding, come after money. He's a demon. All right. It says, as for our Redeemer, Yahweh Shemel Shai of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Okay. Yahweh Shemel Shai, the Holy One of Israel, is helping us against this so-called demon and exposing his ass. All right. Through the men of Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right. And Shalom, tells the doctor. Shalom, brother. And I'll go ahead and close it on that. I put on there DT. You know who DT is talking about. DT signs executive order banning CRT in K-12 schools. He is constantly trying to hide. He can hide all he wants to, but like the scripture says, his shame is being seen. All right. So the only thing next is I got to stop those men of the Lord. And eventually it's going to happen on the Lord's time. And that's what's going to be what? The famine of the word. That's why the scripture says, seek ye the Lord now while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near now. Because it's going to be slim, all right, when all hell breaks loose. Those ones that slotted to get it then are damn sure of the elect. Because the word is going to get to them. Everybody else is going to be in trouble. All right? Call Haloyim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'asher Chakodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, great millstone, peace, and shalom to elect. As always, I say to you, double shalom.